Hey guys, welcome back to the SheHH Podcast. Today we have an amazing artist. I am very excited for this interview. Uchenna! Hey. So before I go into it, I can really, start listing the accolades as we love to do. Would you please introduce yourself to the people?
Yeah, so I am Uchenna and I am a UK gospel artist. I live in Essex, so I'm an Essex babe. I'm also Nigerian, Igbo. So shout out to the Igbo girls.
I'm Igbo as well, if you didn't clock by that reaction.
Yeah, and I've got a couple of singles out, so check that out.
Yeah. Amazing. And so before we start to break down some of the songs you have released, you've actually, been a youth choir leader. You've led worship. You've released singles. I would say you do a bit of a gospel R&B vibe. But what has the journey been from you realizing you love music and also that you've been called to it to where you are now?
The journey has been, don't get me wrong, it has been amazing, but there's also been some really difficult times in that. But it's been such an amazing journey, like just the people that I've met along the way. I like to call them destiny helpers and angels because they've been so beneficial in the place I am now, everything I've done. So I would say that it has been an incredible journey. Even sometimes I look back and I'm like, wow, God is really great. I can't believe it. These are things that I prayed for and I'm living in those prayers. So I'm just like, wow, that's amazing. So yeah, it's been great.
Oh, that's so nice. And you have really shared some stages with internationally known artists, like people like the Michelle Williams and people like that. I don't want to start doing the name drop thing. I have the list.
Please don't.
And you've also collabed with some of our faves in the industry, like Jessica Akin and all the faves. What has it been like, sharing stages with really cool people like that and also, meeting people in the industry and creating with them as well?
It has been incredible. And I know everyone says that, it's been so good. But so honestly, I feel like when you collaborate with people, you learn a lot. You learn how to do certain things you've never done before, how to take risks, how to challenge yourself. So I think that has been a really great side as well. But also making friends. So Jessica and I we knew each other, but we weren't actual proper friends. Yeah. But after the song collaboration, she is one of my close friends, she's such an amazing sister to me. And I just feel like things like that just make it so beneficial. It's more than the music. It's more than the collaboration. It's actually building friendships and relationships outside of that. And then also just being able to collaborate with people that I'm inspired by, called out music, was an absolute dream. And also forming relationships through that as well and really great friendships. So yeah, it's been incredible to just learn from these amazing UK artists.
That is so nice. And even just speaking of that whole collaborative spirit, collaboration, which is very much a Christian attribute, I kind of came to know of you through imprint worship, imprint music, imprint sound, all the collectives.
Shout out to them, man.
Shout out to imprint. And I actually got to see you perform live for the first time at the Wonder Conference last year. Which is absolutely phenomenal. What is it like being connected to a collective, which is obviously part of a church, and even just touching more on why collaboration is so important as a Christian artist?
Being a part of that group, so I'll just use, because I'm part of so many, but I'll use Imprint for example. They changed my life in terms of, we met at uni, and Wale Agbaje, who's the leader of Imprint, started this label, and I was one of the first artists on the label. And the growth from then till now, and the friendships that have been built, he's one of my best friends, he's a mentor as well. Amazing. And so every single person that I've met from there has changed my life. And I think it's one of those things where you'll never forget those people. I can never progress onto doing these amazing things and be like, I've forgotten about where I started, because that will always be home. So when I think of Imprint and I think of those groups and things like that, I'm like, that's home. I can always go back. That's my safe place. They know me. They know how it began. So yeah, I love and appreciate them. It's just so amazing to be part of them. And I think also in this music thing, you can't do it alone.
You really can't.
Like, you can't say, oh yeah, I'm a solo artist, I'm gonna just do everything by myself. Like, bruh.
You'll be singing over here, playing the keys here, doing your audio.
It just does not work. And I can honestly say I wouldn't be here today, like in where I am doing these things without people by my side and like working with people. And also, like, if you need an idea, you can just call on those people and be like, what do you think of this? Get their opinion.
Bouncing ideas off each other.
And I feel like collaboration is so important. So key. Like, you need it. You actually need it.
So what do you say to those artists that are a bit like, because a lot of artists are very introverted. I believe that, releasing music is such a personal thing. Like, this is something you wrote in your room, to God for yourself. And now you're releasing it to the world. And especially when you are an introvert, that can be really uncomfortable. So it's easier to do it by yourself. What do you say to those artists that really do feel like one-man bands, one-woman bands?
I would say, okay, so I am actually in extroverted, introverted. How do they say it?
Yeah. Something like that.
Something like that. So, like, I like my own space, but I also like to be around my people. And I would say that at times where you may feel a little bit introverted, it's okay to, like, take time for yourself. But also remember that it takes a village. Like, it takes a village to build things. And I feel like if you're an introvert, I think challenge yourself to step out occasionally. Like, don't just be in your own world. Just challenge yourself, even if it's little steps. Like, okay, today, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna, even if it's to the studio. Let's say you're an artist, to the studio, and you just invite one person to the studio with you, just to bring them into your world a little bit. And that way, it's not so full on, but you're taking those baby steps to putting yourself out there a little bit more, and kind of like opening up your world to other people as well. Like, let them experience what you're experiencing, because I feel like music is not just for us, it's for other people. So bring them into your world, and that's what I would say. Because even me, like, recently I've been trying to bring people in a lot more. Like, I'll send one of my friends a song idea, or I'll be like, do you want to come to the studio with me? Let's just vibe.
Nice. That's very nice.
Because I can be so introverted at the same time being extroverted. So yeah.
No, that makes complete sense. Yeah. And like I was saying, one of the first times I saw you live was at the Wonder Conference. And that's when I was like, yeah, she can sing. And you obviously grew up in church, so it makes sense. Because a lot of singers that didn't grow up in church, you don't have to, you don't know what it's like singing and you can't hear yourself. You don't know what it's like where the keyboard is playing something else and you're, listen.
And then you have to find the key.
And you're doing,
and then the auntie's now saying, listen, long.
That's where real singers are, because you struggled.
Yeah.
You struggled. It's so good. And anyway, so I'm just saying that you're obviously a live artist, but you have so many projects out, so many singles out that are recorded and that were done in the studio. Would you, not that I want to make you choose between the two, but would you prefer being like doing live performances, singing live, or would you call yourself more of a recording artist?
I'm definitely 100% a live person. Okay. I just love live music. And I feel like when I sing live, I'm able to just take it there. If you get what I mean. Like, I have more freedom live. But obviously when you're recording in studio, it's like, there's a time limit. You can't be having 15 minutes on one song. It's not what it needs to be. But I think, I'm definitely a live person.
I was even re-listening to Dry Bones, which is on the latest EP album. Yeah. Well, it's like 8 songs.
8 songs, yeah.
So EP album.
That's what
yeah. So I was listening to Dry Bones and I just kept thinking like, this would be phenomenal live, because it already kind of has like the backing vocalist and that would be just a choir, and you sing to start it, and then you just do lead vocals, like you lead it. Yeah. Like you sing the line and they sing. And I just kept thinking this would be phenomenal live. But it's so funny because then you listen to something like So Faithful or Without You, and those are definitely recorded songs. Like, you could sing them live. You and Jessica can sing that. You can sing that live. But there's definitely songs that it's when you're listening to with like big headphones that you hear the layers that you really appreciate. So it was really nice just to have that variety just within one project. Yeah. In fact, let's go on to the project. So it's almost been a year. Yeah. November last year, the album came out. Can you introduce the album? I'm not even going to say the name. I'll leave it to you. Introduce the album and tell us what this meant to you.
Yeah, so I dropped the project, The Art of Submission. It's almost been a year. How crazy is that?
By the time people listen to this, it'll be a year.
That's so insane. But that project is like my favorite thing that I've released so far in the entirety of everything I've done, only because I was so independent in doing it. It was my first time of stepping out and really being bold in every area of my musicality, I guess. Like, you know, because before I was like, oh, because I like worship or because I like live, I can't do a recorded project. And then I was like, you know what, I'm going to mix it up because I've got different audiences, you know, that like to listen to different things.
Yeah.
And that project was also so special because the songs and the meanings, and it was basically telling my story of my journey to get to this point, because I've had to submit to a lot of things. Like, I've had to submit to the fact that I can't do this on my own.
Yep.
I can't live without God. Like, even in this music thing, there's no point of doing it if God is not in it, type of thing. So I wanted to take people from a journey of, like, the journey to submission, because it's not just a one-day thing. You don't just say,
it's ongoing.
Yeah, exactly. You don't just say, oh, today I'm going to, you know, submit to God's plan. I'm going to accept it. Let's go. It's more like, I don't know about that.
One step.
Yeah. I know you're faithful, but I'm like, do I really want to be here right now? Do you know what I mean? Like, is this really what you want for me? So, yeah, that's what the project is about.
And the name, how did you come up with the artist submission?
Yeah, so that's actually interesting. How did I come up with it? Basically, I wanted something like a sentence. I didn't just want one word. That was the first thing. And then I also wanted to speak about, I had so many ideas. I went through the dictionary. I was like, let's see these words. You know, what does this mean? What does this mean? And then I decided I'll go with the art of submission, just because I wanted it to sound like a journey. So there's a process to it, the art of it, the journey of it, the picture of it. Basically, this is how it looks from start to finish, and then it's still an ongoing thing, so it doesn't actually finish. So yeah,
that's so stunning. And even just speaking about art, the cover art, even the visuals, the graphics on socials, the rollout. Yes, I know it's been a year, but we definitely can't overlook that. And to be fair, it's still on your Instagram, so if you guys want to go and look and go check it out. What was the thinking behind that? What was the thinking behind the visuals? They're obviously super intentional. And you had like I think an all-female team work on that.
Yes, I did.
So tell us the process of the cover art as well.
Yeah, so the cover art, I definitely wanted my face on it, just because.
She said I'm beautiful.
No, do you know what? Like, I'm just, you know, those old school R&B artists, they always have their face. They're just doing one. You know?
Mary Franklin.
Listen, that's the vibe that I was going for, basically. And then that's not actually the idea that I had initially. Initially, I wanted pampas grass, you know those pregnancy shoots, but you're wearing like ruffles. And my photographer was like, no.
Sorry. Pregnancy.
I'm not pregnant.
Birthing a project. I'm birthing a project.
Yeah, exactly. And my photographer was like, nah, we're not doing that. So we just went for something very earthy but pretty at the same time. So that was the vibe. But then also I wanted it to look like it's in a garden. Like, there was a lot of greenery and things like that, because I feel like during the process of submission, you're birthing new mindsets. Like, you know, your mind is different, it's changing. So I wanted to do that. Yeah.
I love that. No, this project, listen, Uchenna knows that I love this album, because I will post it every 5 minutes. I will say to her, this is like one of my favorite albums of all time. Like, it's just such a good project. And I actually re-listened to it on the way to the studio today and was just like, yeah, it stands. It's like, because you know, some projects after a year, you're like, I'm actually good. Like, there's new music to listen to. I'm done. But this one has been on repeat for a year, fully. This is also a project of all-female collabs, which is just, we're SheHH. Like, we appreciate that. And you have a lot of the faves, a lot of the SheHH sisters, including obviously Jessica Akin, Ray Ray, who's also been on the podcast season 2. You have our sister Palumi, who is a poet and spoken word artist. I'd love to just talk about those specific songs, and maybe we'll go into some other ones as well. But let's maybe start with Ray Ray's song Joy.
Yeah.
Sorry, your song, Ray Ray's featuring Sha. But you guys have like a little bit of a history, and you've known each other for a while. So I'd love for you to talk about how that collaboration came together in this song.
Yes. So Ray Ray was my worship leader at uni.
Oh.
And she basically gave me all the tools. Like, she was an incredible leader, and I learned so much from her. So we've just had this friendship since uni back in 2015. And yeah, this song, we've always wanted to do a song together,
Makes
but
sense.
we just couldn't find the right song. But then I felt like her voice is absolutely
Incredible.
Like,
Incredible.
woo, when she opens her mouth, I'm like, wow, you know? And the thing is, I sent her the initial idea. It was so rough. And she was like, you know, I feel like I can work with this. Sent it to her. And the verse she wrote, I was just like, yep. Yeah, we've got this to hit. Yeah, we did this one. So that's how it came about. And it was so easy and it was just so simple. And it was so good to hear her perspective on the song as well. So that was really, really
Oh, that was beautiful. And Joy, it was such a joyous song as well. That was lovely. Palumi's one is interesting because it threw me back to, I don't know if you remember, like, so we kind of grew up on the same kind of like old school gospel, old school American gospel. You know when like Kirk Franklin would have like a break in the song and he would just talk?
Yeah, there was,
He'd just be like, Book of James, chapter 7. Like he would just start talking.
Yeah.
That was what happened in this song.
Yeah.
And it was a very nice like intermission or like breathing space in the project. Can you please tell us about collaborating with Palumi and what you thought about when you decided to have like a poet spoken word artist on it?
So again, Palumi and I go way back from uni. I just feel like everyone's from uni.
Like, uni was a good time, you know. Good time.
So we had this like we've had this relationship for a really long time, this friendship. But then I was like, what can I do that's different? You know, what can I do to make this project not like everything else that I've basically done? And because it was an interlude and it was shorter, when I was writing it, it wasn't actually meant to be an interlude. But then I thought, you know, I'm just going to leave it like this. And then nothing else was coming to me. So I reached out to Palumi because her poetry is incredible. The way she writes is amazing.
Motive,
yeah, it's just so on point. And because the song is called Why Would You Let Me Go, it's like we're asking God, we're not saying why would you let me go, it's more like why would you let me go, because you're so faithful and you're so good and you're such a loving father. Do you know what I mean?
That's actually good.
So when I gave her the idea and she was like, yeah, I've never done this before, I don't know. And I was like, girl, you better write this thing because I know you can do it. And it took a few weeks. She sent it to me and I was like, wow. The scripture, it was laced to scripture, what she, you know, had written and everything. And then at the end, just doing the harmonies. I just wanted it to basically be peaceful. A peaceful moment in the project for everyone to reflect. Yeah,
you layer your vocals and your harmonies quite a lot, which I'm a music junkie. I just love like good vocals. So yeah, I love that bit. And you did a live version of the project.
Yes.
Well, like a live, I don't know, what do you call it? A live show?
A live show.
Live production.
Yeah,
no, it was a whole production.
Yeah.
Sorry, how can I even call it? It was a production.
I'm so done.
They're going to write, like, they'll do English literature practice on that. That's something she did. Because basically, for those of you who haven't seen it, Uchenna did a like live production, live show of the project, and a lot of these songs like you performed live. You actually had like Jessica there, you had Palumi there. What was the plan and intention with this project you did, or this production you did?
Yeah, so because I love singing live, I just feel like I have to do something live now.
Yeah,
so I can't just do recording studio. So I reached out to everyone. They were all excited for it. But I really wanted it to be like you're stepping into my world. And I wanted to retell the story, but adding the extra bits. And I don't know if you watch, is it NPR?
Yeah, like Tiny Desk and stuff like that.
Tiny Desk, that's it. I wanted to basically recreate a Tiny Desk for the UK version.
Love that.
Right? And so that's what I wanted to do. And I feel like it was just so fun to just do the songs live because it was the first time I was seeing a lot of them live.
Yeah, true.
And having everyone in the room, you know, most of the features. So yeah, that was really good. And I also wanted people to watch it at home and also be able to vibe. Like it was really about the vibe. But then when I did the song with Palumi live, that was more like, I want you to actually listen to what I'm saying and deep it.
And deep the words.
You know, deep the
Rewind
words.
it.
Rewind it.
Let it soak in.
That's it.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's nice. Like I rewatch that like all the time.
Wow,
I think that's one amazing thing about doing a live production but recording it.
Yeah.
Is you get to have that experience of having it live but constantly, like again and again. And yeah, like I said, like you are a live singer, so it's always amazing to experience that live. You mentioned you've been singing since you were young. just to go back a bit more onto your journey, who were some of the people you used to listen to? Who's some of the people you live? Actually, let's break it down. Who's some of the people that influenced your music?
Yeah.
And then just people you used to enjoy their music growing up.
So this is gospel, right?
I mean, it can be all of them.
All of them. Let me stick to gospel because people can be.
You listen to who?
You listen to who? What? You be listening to Beyonce? Child, anybody got time for no? I don't want anyone to come to my comments, please. So,
no, but you're a singer though. Singers listen to singers. Do you know what I mean?
It's true. I'm just,
sorry, continue, please.
So I would say people who influenced me. Okay, CeCe Winans.
Yeah, I get that.
Everybody knows. I always talk about CeCe Winans. I love her. Her simplicity and her. I think why I look up to her a lot in my music is she's very simple, very straight to the point. But her vocals are so clean. Like
yes,
she's
they are
amazing. And then I would also say who else? What's that? Kirk Franklin, of course. Kirk. Oh, who else? Mary.
Yes.
Hey, now there's this one Mary album that my dad was always banging out in the car. I think it's Thankful.
Is it the one with they're like one's wearing pink?
That's it. Oh my, Chef Kiss.
That's like 90s. I don't even know if it was even 90s. I think it was like late 90s.
Yeah, late 90s.
Late 90s, early 2000s. And the butteriness, the fun. Woo! Love You That Much. You remember that song? Love You That Much.
Hey! It's the bop for me.
Yes.
It's the bop for me.
Oh, that makes sense. That really does make sense.
I really love that. And then there's one more person. I'm trying to remember his name. He done...
you can sing it.
Yeah, I'm trying to...
You can sing it. Sing it if you want to.
No, what's that song?
I might know the melody.
No, I have to. Fred Hammond.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, these are the people that I would always listen to because my dad would always play them. He would buy the CD because back in those days we had CDs. Yeah. Those are the people that I think.
And then what about as you get to teenage and then early 20s?
So I'll say teenage, early 20s. Muyiwa and River songs. Yes.
Oh
a lot of people don't remember.
They don't remember, but
Muyiwa,
he sold out what? 02?
He sold out. I remember. No, this is crazy because people don't get it. This guy's a legend though.
Yeah, in this UK.
Yeah, in this UK. Yeah, he really influenced me. And then obviously you got Beyonce, Brandy.
Brandy, I hear that.
Brandy, Jessie J. Look. Don't sleep on your girl. Don't sleep on her. Jessie J. Yeah, that's why I learned to run. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie because she was.
No, run. Why can I do it?
Yeah, no. Yeah, literally. Nah, sis was giving. So
yeah, she was.
I would say in my team, those are the people that I'd listen to, but I'd also still listen back to the old school as well. But yeah.
And then presently, so how old are you now, Uchenna?
I'm 25.
Why did you whisper it? I'm 25. So now in 2022, like who are your like go to? Who's always on your playlist?
Yeah, always on my playlist. Of course, CeCe, always. But then I've started listening to UK artists a lot more because I feel like now we're doing music that I feel is reaching a wider audience. Yeah. So I love Shireen.
Yes.
I bang out her album every day. Like every
in
day.
The fullest of blooms.
Fam, that album, when I'm getting my head done, anything, I'm listening to that. You've got Called Out Music. I listen to him. He's amazing. He's released recently. His recent album is so good. Who else? There's so many that I listen to. Kiara Sheeds.
Okay.
Faith City Music now. They are just, these people are doing bits. So
there's a lot to
choose from.
And who would you say out of all of them has been like your biggest like vocal style influence, do you think?
I'd say Kiara Sheed. I genuinely like, in terms of vocal style, I think I'm more American.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially live. I don't know if people get it as much of your
on the recording. Yeah,
but I think you don't understand that Wonder conference. You did. It was such a big impact. I remember leaving and literally like calling my friend, messaging my friend like, "Yeah, guys, I just like got to see Uchenna do her thing live, and I get it. I get it.
Wow, thank you.
The girls that get it. Do you know what I mean?
No, thank you so much.
So yeah, I hear what you mean about definitely. But I wouldn't say it's just like an American like imitation. I feel like it's your own interpretation of that, and it's very like individual to you. Yeah. Who are some of the people you would love to collaborate with? So not just people you're fans of, because not everyone you're a fan of you want to sing with. Yeah. Who's someone you would love to collaborate with? And don't keep it realistic, please. Be dreaming, dream loud.
Wow. Whew. Wow. I don't want to say CC because that's very predictable. And
it's on the list.
Is it realistic?
It's realistic. Nothing is impossible. Hallelujah. Amen.
But are you talking about just UK or just anyone?
Honestly, feel free. Like,
Really?
what's something that... Okay, maybe do like the realistic UK ones, then some international ones that are also a bit more realistic.
Yeah.
And then just, your heart.
Yeah.
Because when it does happen, we'll find the clip and we'll be posting it,
Yeah, I would say, okay, for UK, definitely Shireen. I think I would love to have a writing session.
Have you guys collabed before?
No, we haven't.
Interesting.
We have not. She's incredible. How can I forget my sis, Asha Elia? Woo! R&B queen. Would love to collaborate with her. But then if I'm going international, I would love to jump on a Faith City music track with them. Maverick City. I'd actually love to hop on a Maverick City worship
If they want to fly you out?
If they want to fly me out, listen, I'm available. Like, as in this week, I can fly out. I don't mind. I don't mind, right? I'll be there. Who else?
You've collabed with some really cool people because there's some people, I remember I was listening to the album and I kept thinking, she'd be really nice with this person. I go back to discography. She's done it. She's been doing it. She's done it
I actually love
while ago.
Collaborations. Yeah. But yeah, that's all the people I can think of on the top.
That's a nice list though. I feel like this is a dream playlist that is coming to be. Okay, so alongside music, something that we got to find about you is that So I myself volunteer at the YouVersion Bible app. Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, YouVersion have a Bible app that is free, and essentially there's loads of Bible plans on there, daily devotionals, and it's to help encourage people to read the Bible daily. And there's also specific topics, also all very much biblical, but very wide ranging. Yeah. And as a volunteer, I help review plans before they go on the app. And I remember this fateful day. It was a Tuesday. No, I'm joking. I don't remember what day it was, but it was a nice day.
Really?
It was sunny outside, probably. The sky was blue, potentially. But I remember going through the board that we get, and I just saw this image, and I was like, she looks so familiar. I was like, a black girl. No, I'm joking. I was like, I've seen this girl before, but who is this? And then I click on it, and it was Uchenna. This is the reason I didn't clock it straight away is because this is before the artwork had been released on your Instagram.
Okay, yeah.
So I was like, why is there some flowers? Who is this? And then I was like, oh my gosh. I click on it, and it says the art of submission Bible plan, and I said, I think there's a project coming. And I remember seeing that and just being like, this is so exciting.
Yeah.
I think there's a project coming, and now there's a Bible plan.
Yeah.
So Bible plans tend to come to us reviewers 2 months before they even touch the app, which is why I was so surprised to see it. And I ended up being able to review it.
Wow.
And this plan really touched me. It was such a blessing that I did it in review. So when you review the plans, it's very much like trying to just check it for errors and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's not really when you're doing the plan, but I remember being really blessed in that moment. Wow. So as soon as it did go live, I also did it again. Oh, wow. And then I did it again with friends as well. So this was such a blessing to enjoy. And I know it was something that was supposed to come out with the project and be like a promotional tool, but it genuinely was just a blessing to people who got to encounter it.
Yeah.
Can you explain what it was like writing a Bible plan and why you felt like this would be a nice thing to do?
Yeah. So, first of all, I did not even know that you were reviewing it. That's so crazy. So crazy. But I think, so for me, I have always been blessed by devotionals. Yeah. Since I was young, my mom buys me these books and things like that. And I love writing. So that's another part of me. I just enjoy writing blogs, anything. And I find it easy to release during writing. Mm-hmm. So as much as it was supposed to be, let's promo the song, I really wanted people to understand the biblical side of the project. Because we can catch a vibe and everything, but let's actually take it to the foundation of where this has actually come from. And that's why I wanted to take people through it song by song and what they really mean for you as a person, for the individual. That's why I wrote it, and it was really fun to write it as well, because whilst I was writing it, I was getting new revelations.
That's good.
And I was like, wow, God, I didn't even know that this is what you meant when I was writing it. And so it was actually an emotional time, because I was like, wow, I can't believe this. So yeah.
Would you do more writing then? Because obviously I knew you wrote the plan, but I just thought this was something you did, you enjoyed it, but you were like, cool, I'm putting my pencil away now. But I didn't know you enjoy writing. Is there something, do you think that there is like other mediums that you might express or enjoy in the future?
Yeah, 100%. I just love writing. So even well, I don't know if I can say this yet, but I do have stuff coming up, like, journals, Christian women journals that I'm working on at the moment.
Amazing.
So it should be out in the new year, hopefully, fingers crossed. So that's got prayers that I've written down, bits that I've written for encouragement. I'd love to write a book one day. I'd love to talk about, going through depression as a Christian, like things like that, things that I've been through that can help other people.
So it's really nice that you love writing and there's more things coming out. But do you think you would ever do like speaking? Like have, people bring you to their churches, bring you to their events to speak?
Hey, that one is a bit techy. I don't know. Do you know what? This is just me being honest. So when I was younger, when I go to church, people would see like visions or prophecies for my parents to be like, your daughter is going to be a preacher. She's going to be preaching to women. And like now that I'm growing up, I'm like, I actually want to do that. I want to do it. I'm a bit scared, but I still would try it. So yeah, probably.
That's so nice though. And I feel like that when you hear that when you're younger, it can either make you be like, no, and you run away.
Yeah.
Or it can motivate you and encourage you that like God has a really exciting plan for you.
Yeah.
And maybe it did start with, or maybe it does start and it continues with music.
Yeah.
But also in other spaces where you're speaking or you're writing or you're encouraging in different ways. Maybe it's small groups, maybe it's, huge conferences. There might be so many things in your future that you being faithful in the now is going to lay the foundation for. That's so exciting. I'm very excited. And I really do understand where you're coming from. I think even in safe or small spaces like this. Yeah. So even if it was like YouTube videos or conversations or like podcasting. Yeah. We did it first. Thank you.
I'm so done.
Whatever that looks like for the men and women that would enjoy the content or experience the content, I think that taking every step and also just saying yes is just the like laying the journey or the process or the foundation for that. Yeah. And it's so funny that the last project was called The Art of Submission because you might have to submit like feeling some type of way or but that's not even a question. I just feel encouraged and I also wanted to ask about the latest single you've dropped so far. And it features someone who is a fave over here at SheHH. We really love her. And she's across the pond in the States, in Atlanta, I believe. Afolake. Yeah. So tell us about the single and tell us what it was like working with her.
So, the single is called Carry It All, and this track is very different for me.
Yeah.
Very different.
Wait, why is it very different?
Because it's Afro R&B, Afro gospel. It's giving something different. And it was actually just a challenge to myself to be like, can I try something new, right? And I was so reluctant to put it out, but everyone was like, oh, put it out, it's so good. So, it's out now everywhere.
And you say it's different from what you normally do. Are there other genres that you're like, I could try that now that I've done Afro, gospel, 100%. Afro beats?
Yeah, like I think in terms of even like more Afro R&B, there's more coming. Now that I've done it, I'm like, okay, let's be doing it now. Let's be doing it.
Yeah, Afro too. Yeah, Afro. Be Afroing.
Yeah, honestly, it's so true. And working with Afolake was amazing. Obviously, she's across the pond, but we had like video calls and we done lives together. So it was just really, really fun to do the song with her. And I think that also gave me confidence because she is so skilled in Afro gospel and
she
Afro
is.
R&B. Yeah. And so I was learning from her as we're doing the songs. And I was thinking, okay, how would Afolake sing this? How would she do this part? And we worked on it for a really long time. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
It took up majority of the year. It was supposed to come out in March time. Okay. But child, it came out like it hasn't even been a month.
It was October, early October.
Yeah, it was early October. So
no, but it was worth the wait. And I like that you said that it took a while. Like it wasn't like you were like, I want to try and challenge myself. Okay, I'm gonna do whatever and throw it out. You said, nah, let's spend some time. Let's really like nurture it and give it like the space to be what it's supposed to be. And I'm excited to see, more. Uchenna and her Afro bag for sure. We're kind of rounding up soon, but I'm just like really excited speaking to you because it's been a long time coming. We have been talking about trying to do this for ages. COVID tried. She failed because we're here. And so I'm just excited as we get towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to come? What would you like to see happen in 2023?
Yeah, so I think this year has definitely been challenging in different ways, you know, even in terms of like my music schedule completely being thrown out the window and stuff. But I kind of like it that way because it just means that this is God's plan. This is how he wanted it.
His timing.
You know, his timing. So I think towards the end of the year, you can just expect a lot of like non-musical things. Towards the end of the year, like
she said, I'm a brand now.
In terms of the writing, you know, potential women's ministry. Hello, yeah. I won't say too much.
You've said enough.
Yeah,
you've piqued our interest.
Literally, just doing things outside of music for now. But 2023, we are back, maybe with another project. Who knows?
Nice. So exciting to see Uchenna as a woman, and as a brand, and as a a pioneer, as well as an artist. That's really lovely to see. So this is the final SheHH question. We love to ask our artists all the time. This has been so fun. It's been like time has just flown by, but this is one of the things we love to really just get to know you more about. We're really big on legacy, and we're big on legacy because we believe as Christians that God has put us on this earth for a reason. We're not just here to do our 80 plus years and ghost. We're here to leave impact and really bless the people that were around us and the people that will come to know about us in the future. And artists are great at that because your music lives on. I mean, you're not dying anytime soon by God's grace. Amen.
Amen.
But your music will live on, and there will be people in the future, my unborn kids will have the opportunity to enjoy your music. What is something you would like people to know about you? Something maybe you say all the time, or something that you just really want people to relate to you in the future?
So I think I want people to know that just because of what you've been through, it's not over. That it still goes. You still have a chance to continue. If you're still here, God has given you an opportunity to keep going. I want people to remember that because for me, and this is something I always talk about in my music and everything. Like, there's a lot of reasons why I could have stopped in everything and gone the complete other way, but because there's a calling on my life and you know, this is what God has told me and stuff, I've kept going. But basically I just want people to remember that it's not over until God says it's over. So even in my music, when you listen to that, that's kind of the message that you get. So basically in your trials, in things that you go through, keep going no matter how hard or difficult it gets, because there is joy on the other side, literally, because I've actually experienced that. Because if I talk about where I'm coming from, like, woo, but you know, we're here and we're moving, and that's only because I chose not to give up, because I feel like it's a decision. So I want people to remember that it's actually a decision and a choice to keep going. So you could either choose, oh, you know what, that's it, I'm done, it's over. Or you can choose, I'm going to keep going, I need to see the end of this.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Literally waking up every day and choosing to keep it.
Choosing to keep going, literally.
What a testimony and what an encouragement. I think that's even interesting because obviously as a female-led, female-focused platform, a lot of what we often give is like geared to specifically women. But I think that's a universal message for anyone, whether you're a child, whether you're a grown man or a grown woman. It's literally waking up every day and showing up. Yeah. And choosing to show up.
Honestly, yeah. And even in terms of like relating it to women, I feel like there's other women that need you to keep going. Like you are tied to other women, and that's something that I've been learning recently. Like every sister, every friend you meet, there's a reason why you've been able to connect to that person. So for every person that's listening on this podcast right now, like, do not give up, because there are people tied to your choice of not giving up, basically. So yeah. That's it.
All the clicks. All the clicks. Wow. There are people tied to you not giving, of your choice to not give up.
Yep.
I don't have any words because that's so good. I think even just as SheHH, if we wanted to give up, there are people tied, like people wouldn't have heard this conversation. People wouldn't have had this encouragement. Yeah. Women wouldn't have known that they have a platform that they can keep going.
Yeah.
Like literally it's just every day showing up.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That's so good. Honestly, Uchenna, we could talk for ages. Honestly, I'm down to sit down and just have a good chin wag.
Go chin wag and a cup of tea.
Yeah, cup of tea, biscuit, maybe too.
Yeah.
But this is the end of this episode. I'm so encouraged. Where can people find you and keep up with your music? And you?
So you can find me everywhere on all social media platforms at Uchenna Music, and also just find me on Spotify or any of your favorite music platforms as Uchenna, and give me a follow, listen to my music, and
and be blessed. Thank you guys for watching. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed that episode. If you did, make sure to leave a like rating wherever you're listening to this, and to follow us on Instagram at SheHH Podcast.